What's good, YouTube? Another video from the GOAT, the Masked Man. I'm assuming it's about Dr. Slump. Yeah, I see it right there. Hashtag Dr. Slump. The manga that changed Toriyama. And I remember hearing that that's where, what's her name? Orale, the pink girl, who's like all the gag type powers. I heard that came from Dr. Slump. As always, we're going to pre-fire a like. Make sure you guys sub so I can find content like this. Bring it to you, and then we can watch it together. And as always, the Discord community is linked down below with all my socials. This was streamed live on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. All of those socials you'll be able to find not only in the description below, but as well in the Discord community where you're notified every time I go live and every time I post on YouTube. Without further ado, though, take it away. Masked Man.
It's crazy to think of a world where the Super Saiyan wasn't a thing. In the grand scheme of thingy-majiggies, it really isn't. But for those of us born in the 2000s, a world without the legendary Super Saiyan and without Dragon Ball is an odd thought. But there was indeed a time where Akira Toriyama wasn't known for redefining the battle shonen genre. Well, to be honest, redefining entertainment as a whole. Oda and Kishimoto have been cited as being inspired by Toriyama, but not just
Not the same person.
entertainment as a whole. Oda and Kishimoto have been cited.
This is Oda? Like, these look like the same person. No racial. Same graying of the hair. Same eyebrow patterns. Same definition here. I'm assuming it's just Kishimoto, because I've seen what Kishimoto looks like, but I'm pretty sure people don't know what Oda looks like.
As being inspired by Toriyama, but not just by Dragon
Unless
Ball.
that's Toriyama.
The comedy elements which are seen in those series come from elsewhere. The creator of Soul Eater, Okubo, has also stated that he was inspired by this manga. Even the design of the female lead of this story was an inspiration in the movement and design of Super Mario. Toriyama was changing the game with his comedy gag series, Dr. Slump, which lasted from 1980 to 1984.
I played that old Mario game too. I just didn't know that's where that came from.
Now, calling Dr. Slump a secret is not accurate, since it has sold over 35 million copies. Look, I tried being really honest with
35, huh?
the Gintoki video, and it bombed. Still, compared to Dragon Ball's 260 million, I mean, most of Dr. Slump's sales as well come out of Japan, so it isn't really as big over here in the West. Anybody that I asked about Dr. Slump, outside of the ones that are really deep into anime, is big over here in the West. Anybody that I asked about Dr. Slump, outside of the ones that are really deep into anime and manga, had no clue what it was, but they grew up with Dragon Ball. Also, calling the video Toriyama's super successful manga that isn't Dragon Ball doesn't flow as well for a title. It is safe to say that a lot of the comedy seen in the super successful manga
yeah, looks like a parody Superman. Swoop, blue-red, like a Toriyama-esque figure. Oolong, what Krillin ends up becoming. You would see, like, this is his work. Even this guy's face is iridescent of the farmer in the first, like, couple episodes of Kai.
that isn't Dragon Ball doesn't flow as well for a title. It is safe to say that a lot of the comedy seen in today's anime and manga, for better or for worse, can be drawn back to Dr. Slump. Its influence on anime, manga, and gaming gives it a strong case as the most influential comedy manga ever, but we can't leave out Doraemon, which released back in 1969, and Osamatsu-kun, which released in 1962. Dr. Slump follows Dr. Senbei, a comedic interpretation of the mad scientist character who created Arale, the perfect robot that can punch through walls, actually punch through the planet Earth itself, jump miles high, a superpower killing machine that needs glasses. Toriyama's reasoning: I thought a nearsighted robot would be funny. Once again, it's the simple things. Arale is a little girl who is as innocent as she is incredibly powerful, leading to a chaotic father and daughter, or more accurately, an older brother and younger sister dynamic between the two, living in Penguin Village, a land full of everything. Witches, gangsters, dinosaurs, talking animals. I'm 100% certain, a land full of everything. Witches,
They have that on, bro.
Gangsters,
oh, that hat she just had on is the same hat Roshi's sister has on.
Dinosaurs, talking animals. I'm 100% certain this is Oolong. And even superheroes like Superman. He doesn't fly, he isn't super strong, and he does save people.
The comedy of it.
Sometimes. Not really. Toriyama being big on sci-fi can be seen here. His usage of technology and even recurring alien characters and an android for a main character. While sci-fi stories in general have served as an inspiration, it wouldn't be a stretch to say or to imagine that Tezuka's iconic Astro Boy served as an inspo for the premise of this series. Originally, the main character would have been a big robot, but it was suggested to him to change it up by Torishima, his editor for Dr. Slump and then Dragon Ball. Ultraman references can also be spotted while reading this manga. Artistically, it's cool to see the expressions and creativity of Toriyama and how he imagines his worlds, still carrying over the style of vehicle, character expressions, running poses, and weird mishmash of different genres in his later works. I know it's me reading too much into things, but you cannot tell me this didn't eventually become Launch, or this didn't eventually become
No, you're right.
Or the Masharito army using a giant robot is in the foundation of the Red Ribbon army, and it's a stretch, just leave it be. What about the actual humor, however? Well, it's pretty shit. Seriously, poop jokes make up about a healthy 40% of many of the punchlines for this series. Jokes. At least it felt that way in the manga. In the anime,
poop, butt, and fart jokes are like mid-tier to me. You have to have like excellent delivery. Like the bar for them are so low that the delivery and punchline are good enough. I'll let it pass, but it can't hit a top-tier joke for me.
Not so much, since in the manga it's like these short little strip gags, and in the anime it's far more timed out segments, so it feels a lot less in the anime. It gets impressive sometimes, where I'm surely like it won't be shit, and it somehow is. Like it somehow jump scares me with that punchline. Yeah, like most comedy in manga.
That poop sticks in Dragon Ball to this day. Chat, am I tripping? Bro, you just get bricked up. This is a child game. I'm looking at an invisible guy. I don't like what I'm seeing.
It is hit or miss. Granted, it is also for a younger demographic, but I think it can be enjoyed by all ages. Sometimes it manages to get a smile and laugh out of me, and other times it gets me to exhale and hesitate to keep reading.
What am I looking
the humor
at?
Surrounding Arale reminds me a lot of the humor that we would later see with Kid Goku, an innocent child questioning everything, common sense things. The humor surrounding Dr. Senbei sees him playing the straight man, or early hints of the type of humor that would be cranked up a ton with Master Roshi. For an episodic gag series, this is again hit or miss, especially in manga form where timing isn't controlled as can be done with an anime. The expressions are funny, and Superman's antics as a shitty hero will always get a chuckle out of me, but that could be my bias growing up with El Chapulín Colorado. I then remembered my experience with Gintama, the anime being one of the funniest things ever once you get past the more Japan-focused reference humor, in contrast with the manga, which made me want to quit forever. So maybe the anime would be a much better experience and feel more like the old classic cartoons I would watch from those.
And that goes back to what I was saying about how studios have such a good pull, because good shows like T-Bait get ruined by their studios. Shows like Adventures of Sinbad, despite the amount of people who mess with it, don't get the second season they deserve. And that's why, because the studio has pull. So this is a show, or it was inspired off of the book, which did really well, but admittedly the show is a lot better because of the pacing of it. And then similarly, you can take something like One Piece, and with the pacing of it that the studio is using, it's kind of cooked. You say something like Dragon Ball, which they're able to funnel into Kai, which is the same story, it's just condensed and kind of flows better from what I've heard. Shout out C-Reacts, he made a video on that and I watched it. And now I'm starting Kai instead of rewatching Z because it's way longer. And I've already seen OG Z. I've already seen OG Dragon Ball as it is, right? But besides the point, the main thing here is that a studio can take something that's already good, elevate it to a masterclass. It can take something that's a masterclass, present it as just good, and it can take something that is poop and keep it poop, poop, turn it good, or good, turn it poop. You feel me? And I think it's the same thing with movie studios as well. They take good IPs and they can ruin them. We were just talking about, you know, The Flash and the Flash video. You know what I'm saying? If you're watching this right now, try to finish it out and then check out the Flash video. We were talking about how we could have made the plot progression a lot better, like writing wise. And I'm not a professional writer, so I don't know if my idea is like terrible, but you're basing it off of a story, like with comics, a story that has multiple different dimensions, and very realistically, because that's the case, and the multiverse theory does exist, your TV show is a different multiverse. So you don't have to follow things word for word. You can take good things to ensure guaranteed success, but they didn't do that. They went like too of creator freedom route and move quickly instead of move at like a good pace, or at least plan it out for a long time before releasing, so you can then move with that quickly.
$5 discs you could get at Walmart. So upon checking out the anime, was that the case? Yes. The answer is yes. After episode 1 alone, I knew I enjoyed the comedy far more in the anime. Another cool thing that I picked up when watching the anime was the living moon and sun, which my brain couldn't help but wonder if that had any influence on Okubo's decision to do the same in Soul Eater. Still, watching the anime for Dr. Slump was the right choice.
Also like how in Soul Eater the moon is yellow. Like normally you see the moon is white and the sun is yellow.
A million times over. I usually skip anime openings. I know, crucify me now. This one is kind of a banger. The anime helped the bit where Dr. Senbei goes more serious. It really helps that bit land a lot more. And in general, the sound design, voices, and music went a long way to bringing life in this world. Even a memorable segment where Toriyama teaches frog fishing further adds to a lot of the fourth wall humor used in this series. I want to take this moment to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart, because being able to watch a cartoon that took me back to my childhood for work is a blessing I don't and I never will take for granted. And I'll say this now, if you, to this day, can go watch Looney Tunes and enjoy it, I think you'll have a blast with this. I also can't state enough how much I love Superman. Every time this fucker was on screen, I knew it was going to be a good time. He might be among the top 5 things Toriyama created or worked on. It goes Goku, Vegeta, I don't know, your pick between Broly, Cell, Frieza, whatever you want. Did I mention Chrono Trigger already? And then Superman. Like, that's the top 5 debate of all. He kicks people out of phone booths, pulls up to a bank just to help the robber with the heist, and then blows up the bank when the owner calls him a loser. It is a wonderful and wacky anime, and if I ever settle down, I'll for sure put this on for the kids, since Monster might not be the best idea that early on. What fascinates me isn't just seeing the first success that Toriyama had. Little did he know what was to come, but instead knowing the story of how he got to this point with Dr. Slump. By the way, if someone can find me a hat that says Dr. Slump, the one that Dr. Senbei wears, that would be badass.
That'd be fire.
Watching the Dr. Slump anime, not like a hat that says Dr. Slump.
Yeah, like look at the art of it, bro. Slump, that's hard. And then even Ski Mask the Slump God. That's what he went as. I wonder if it's related to this. I hope it is. I hope this is like something super niche that I just realized. Because all of his bars and references are often related to comics and like anime and stuff like that. So Ski Master Slump God could be based off this. Because this came before Dragon Ball. Ski's a lot older than I am. Not too much older, but a bit older than I am. No, like 10 years. 10 years and some change. So it wouldn't be ridiculous for him to have seen this on TV. You know?
The one that Dr. Senbei wears.
Or did research to find
Watching the Dr. Slump anime felt like discovering a different side of Toriyama, or a more concentrated side of Toriyama that we only get glimpses of if watching Dragon Ball. See, it's not the Dragon Ball icon, but the weird, brilliant artist who just wanted to make people laugh. Wanted to bring a little more joy to the world. But this wasn't some perfectly calculated rise to fame. It never is. In fact, Toriyama didn't even want to be a manga artist. Before Dr. Slump, he had flopped. Hard. Over and over. He entered contests, got rejected, then kept drawing. His very first submitted work, A Wawa World, went nowhere. The second attempt, Wonder Island, was published in Weekly Shonen Jump and bombed in reader surveys. Toriyama was really one bad chapter away from being forgotten entirely. Imagine how different the world would be now if that happened. But then something clicked. That click came in the form of Kazuhiko Torishima, a relentless editor who saw the raw talent buried in Toriyama's stubbornness. Torishima kept pushing him to try new things, refine his art, try different ideas, and stop relying on dumb gags alone. Dr. Slump was born from that tug of war, and ironically, it was the dumb gags that made it work. Penguin Village wasn't meant to make sense, it was just meant to make you laugh. And it worked. It saved Toriyama's career, it probably raised.
And then being able to funnel that energy of like the gag character stuff deeper into what we see into an actual story format that has those gags in there here and there. You have Dragon Ball. So like it's literally his journey. It's never linear, and like everything that you go through, it needs to happen, believe it or not.
A lot of children in Japan. It made him a star in that country as well. He was no longer the guy who couldn't draw backgrounds. He was the guy who made Poop funny enough to sell over 35 million copies.
Yeah,
without Dr. Slump, there is no Dragon Ball. No Super Saiyan, no planetary level power scaling. Although Arale probably does destroy Kid Goku in a fight. Just go ahead and do what you want with that.
She scales current
Goku yelling in the backyard, trying to go Kaioken. Before the fights, before the power levels, there was Penguin Village, and a little girl robot who didn't know how strong she was, just like her creator. That to me is the most beautiful part. Toriyama didn't start as a legend. He started by drawing weird shit until someone finally laughed. He is in a rare air to be one of those individuals that permanently altered entertainment and pop culture as a whole. You can't go too far without stumbling upon his influence, and what makes it all the more amazing, beautiful part. Toriyama didn't start as a legend. He started by drawing weird shit until someone finally laughed. He is in a rare air to be one of those individuals that permanently altered entertainment and pop culture as a whole. You can't go too far without stumbling upon his influence, and what makes it all the more amazing was the joy and love far without stumbling upon his influence, and what makes it...
Don't know what this is. I don't know ball. It's a Gundam anime, so I think it's the Gundam joint. This looks like a certain magical index. Gamers. Okay, I'm seeing baseball. Maybe a noodle thing. I don't know. I just like the design, bro. I like that. And obviously, there's dark sides and good sides to every like place you go to. I like that in a lot of these not like Western centralized idea places. I like this in general. The fact that there's a difference between Western centralized places and Eastern centralized places, and that based on where we are from, not like literally like there's a difference between us, but because of the different like problems and adversities that we faced, we've developed completely differently. And that difference is culture. I don't think it should be gate kept, but at the same time, I don't think it should be desecrated. You know, there's a such thing as like being a culture vulture and taking culture, and like that's not cool. But being able to appreciate it and apply it is much different. Like the beauty standards that like in Japan are like crazy, and like Asia are crazy, right? And not healthy oftentimes. But you can say the same thing for Western beauty standards, and they've changed all throughout the time. I'm not saying Western women look terrible or Eastern women look terrible. You can find good things anywhere. People, for some reason, like seeing things in black and white when the world is all different shades and hues of gray. But the main purpose of what I'm saying is I like that the reason this is interesting to me is because we don't see it here. It's not the characters. It's not, oh, the way this looks is fire. No. I mean, yeah, it looks fire, right? But it's not the fact that I'm seeing something that screams Japan. It's the fact that I'm seeing something that screams in some way unity. We care about you, the consumer. We want you, the consumer. We don't just see you as a number. Now, if that's a marketing tactic or not is up to you, because at the end of the day, a lot of these people just care about lining their pockets. But I like the color. I like the flavor. And there are places like this in the world. I just haven't been blessed enough to be there yet. You get what I'm saying? So in the moment, I'm just appreciating the beauty of what I'm seeing.
All the more amazing
New York is similar.
Was the joy and love he approached his works with. Dr. Slump makes it all the more amazing was the joy and love.
I've seen somebody complain about this. This Luffy was drawn by, if I'm not mistaken, Toriyama, and Miss Goku was drawn by Oda, but he looks like Goku just with like Luffy features. The muscles are still like the anatomy there is I think on point, but the eyes and the eyebrows are like done in a way that like you can see is Luffy. But if he draws all of his eyes like this, it's like, you know, what can you expect? Because that's the one drawn by Toriyama right there. So I like the shading. Like this is all Toriyama, like coded. Oda drew this whole thing, but like this is Toriyama coded here. But this, you start to see the Luffy, but you see his intention in using the sharp design here to like call back to Toriyama's art style. But a lot of people were giving him flack at some point because Toriyama drew this and this is spot on Luffy. Like you can't tell Toriyama drew this. Yeah, there are nuances to where it's like, come on, bro, Oda don't draw like this. But you'd have to like really zoom in with a microscope. You feel me?
He approached his works with. Dr. Slump wasn't just Toriyama's first hit. It was proof that you can fail 100 times and still change the world. So long as you're weird enough to try one more time.
Facts. You be ending them joints quickly. Hey man, hold on. We'll go like these for y'all. Shout out to y'all for sticking through to the end of this video. This was the manga that changed Toriyama, Dr. Slump. And, you know, comment down below if you think, if this story resonated with you. You know, also you can comment your favorite Dragon Ball character. And yeah, man, I think throughout all the work that Toriyama put in, I like the fact that it's very evident that, you know, despite the nuances and the creativity of him, like where he is now and what he's done, that's special. He's one of one. and we're all like one of one in our own ways. And I like that his journey showed that you can be the one that does this. Not exactly this, right? But you can be the one that chases your dreams and gets it done. You just have to have the tenacity and a lot of times the guts, even though if you think you look stupid, to keep doing what you love doing. But as always, hope you guys stay happy, healthy, and hydrated. And you know it's time to catch me next. Be sure to catch me in the next one. Peace.